You don't have to give me that.
If you want to smoke it, you can smoke it. If you don't, you don't.
All right. Thank y'all for your time. Now, what I wanted to ask you was how many times have you said one thing but meant another? How many times have you said one thing but meant another? I want you to think about that for a minute. Because us females are big on beating around the bush and not saying what we want, what we need, what we'll stand for. Do you do that all the time? Who's calling me? If you do, you've come to the right place because we're going to talk about that today. Before I get started, I want to ask you to please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share. I'm on here all the time talking about relationships, I'm talking about investing, and I'm talking about mindset in general. So take some time to make sure you follow me, and I will do once I find you. Okay. So today we are talking about how often you don't say what you mean and the consequences as a result. Okay. And what you can do to change that. So I want you to think about that for a minute. I'm taking notes from myself today. Okay, let me stop being goofy. All right. So what are the consequences of not saying what you mean in a relationship? Okay, so this is coming back what you're mad at, what he did to you, what she did to you, how she tried you, how he tried you. Okay, we're going away from that, we're pulling back, and the question is, how often do I not say what I really mean? It was a lot for me at first, when I first got in my relationship because of the way I was raised. I was raised not to see a fight, one argument, pretty much. My parents have been married a little bit over 55 years, and they were just cool, and they had 4 kids. And we didn't see, well, I didn't see fights. I don't know what my older sisters and brothers saw, but I didn't see fights. So that can be an issue because it turned out to be an issue for me when I first got into my marriage, because as a result of that, I assumed that too much confrontation, uh, not even too much, loud talking, expressing yourself, that wasn't good. And we all know communication is good. Um, so I did have that issue, and my reason was because I felt I didn't look at it as communication. I looked at it more as a fight, confrontation, and I did not like confrontation. Okay. So as a result of that, uh, some things that I wanted, some issues I had fell by the wayside. I just didn't say anything, and it could have been an easy fix if I would have just said something, and kept it moving from there. So whatever the reason is that you may be holding back from expressing yourself, communicating to your significant other, um, how often do you do it? Okay, I established my reason why. So I was doing it all the time, all the time. And then you go on and you start expecting that person to read your mind. And that frustrates you even more, because then that unrealistic expectation that they can read your mind, uh, That forms a lot of problems because then you start saying, okay, what is the issue here? He should know I'm not with that. He should know I don't play that. Drop a comment if I'm lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Drop a comment. Okay. Well, yeah. So there are some consequences there. Not only do you not get what you want, what you need, what could be an easy fix, you could lose somebody that is really good for you just because you didn't communicate. Just because you didn't communicate. How can we change that? For me, it can be messy when you're trying to change it. I'm gonna keep it real because I think when I realized that, okay, communication is okay. Now we have to do it in moderation. Then I went too much on this wrong end communicating. Okay, back in them days. And then I really didn't have no understanding, and I was like, okay, wait a minute, no, I don't even want to talk. And that's not good. So it can't be too much, but it needs to be in a respectful manner and without emotions. And that's so easy to say. That is so easy to say because when you're going through the situation that you are needing to communicate about, man, you likely to be really, really stressing. Really stressing. And then what does that do? That comes across with the yelling and the fighting and the kicking and the screaming.
I'm sorry, but I just a pencil.
What do you need, Dior?
A pencil.
I'm using this pencil right now. How can I help you, ma'am?
I need a pencil.
Okay, you don't have another pencil you can use? Okay. Well, give me a minute. When I'm done with my live, I'll bring it right to you. Okay. All right, so I apologize. My beautiful daughter, Dior, had a couple of questions. Okay. So back to business, guys. We need to communicate, and we need to communicate without the possibility of damaging our relationship.
Yeah, we can't damage it.
So we be angry, we're human. We go through our stuff. Oh my goodness. What are you writing? But needless to say, we do need to communicate, but we have to try to figure out the best way, the best time. So it all boils down to making sure your emotions are in check. That's what it boils down to with anything. Your emotions got to be in check.
Stocks. I love stocks.
You love stocks. Even with the stock market, when your emotions are out of whack, you make some crazy decisions in the stock market. So like with anything, your emotions messed up, you're going to make some messed up decisions. So it affects your decision making. So that's why it's so important to keep your emotions in check, and keeping your emotions in check help you to communicate more effectively. Dior.
I wrote until.
So are you going to say what you really mean today or in the near future? I've started doing better with it. I'm working on it because I want it to be more loving. It's not loving, y'all. Can talk to my husband. I'm laughing because I'm trying, y'all. I'm a work in progress. I'm trying. But honestly, it feels better to communicate, even if it's an argument, because you get it out. You get it out.
Now look.
So the thing is, I like it. Relationships aren't supposed to be without arguments. You're going to disagree. But okay, ouch, girl, my ponytail.
I'm so sorry.
You're going to disagree. Don't shake that. But It's just, you know, we got to respect each other's feelings. We have to respect each other's feelings. So we're going to say what we mean, ladies, and men, some men too. And we're going to be respectable about it. We're not going to be all.
Mom, I don't think mans like stocks because they're like Mattel.
Do you want to talk about stocks? Okay, so yeah, we're going to say what we mean and we're going to mean what we say.
I don't know exactly what that means.
I know you don't. You'll know sooner than later. Walk that way. Walk that way. Let me finish up. Okay, so
Mom,
no, what we're doing is go out there, please.
Can I see?
I'll be finished in a minute. You know, I had an issue with communicating and saying what I really meant. You'll close the door.
It is closed.
Go out and close it. But I really had an issue because you feel like every single time you confront your significant other, you feel like it's over. Like this is the last thing. Every single time, you know, when arguments get bad and stuff, you feel like, okay, this is it. It feels crazy. And the more angry you get, close the door, girl. She's so crazy. The worse it feels. I mean, those emotions be boiling. So we have to manage that. I have to manage that part of it. But that communication is real and it's good. And we need to say what we mean, girls. Tell your man what you mean. He be acting like he mad, you know. He don't want to be confronted, but he appreciates you communicating with him. Until next time, make sure you like this video. Pop a comment below. I'll be back on here doing some more videos soon. Thanks for sticking with me. Peace.